Team Jonas, don't let Sophie Turner take those girls to the UK. You will never see them again. Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas will begin mediation to resolve divorce and custody battle over daughters Willa and Delphine ahead of January trial. Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas will start 4 days of intense mediation on Wednesday to try to thrash out a divorce agreement, a New York court has heard. A hearing held on Tuesday revealed the former couple will meet this week to resolve issues in their split, including custody of their daughters Delphine, 1, and Willa, 3. Turner's lawyer said they would go full hog to resolve the matter during the process, which will likely take place at a legal office in Manhattan. The court was told that Jonas wants 50-50 custody, and a judge set a January 2nd date for a trial for deciding custody of the girls, with lawyers claiming there could be multiple witnesses for both sides. Neither Jonas nor Turner, one of the stars of Game of Thrones, were present, but Turner joined the hearing via Zoom. The hearing was the first at the court in New York, but the split also involves divorce cases in Miami and the UK. Jonas filed for divorce in Miami on September 1st, with sources close to him claiming that Turner had been out partying too much, leaving him alone to look after their daughters. Turner, 27, fired back accusing Jonas, 34, a member of the pop group the Jonas Brothers, of refusing to hand over the girls' passports so they could return to England with her. She cited an international child abduction law as grounds for the children being with her. Both sides have agreed that the girls will remain in New York until the matter is resolved. Turner is staying at an apartment in the city owned by Taylor Swift, who previously dated Jonas. Before the hearing, Turner briefly appeared on a monitor in a room with a colorful painting in the background. She appeared to be in a good mood and said that it was all good once the sound problems were resolved. Her lawyer Stephen Cullen told the court that there was some difficulty between the two parties with regards to scheduling a trial to decide custody of the girls. Speaking in a thick Scottish accent, the Edinburgh-born lawyer said that Jonas could not make any dates in November, and December was problematic too. Cullen said he wanted an amicable resolution in the case in the quickest fashion. He said that the trial, which would take place under Hague laws concerning child abduction, would last at most 2.5 days, as it would cover a very narrow range of issues such as where the children's habitual residence was. Cullen said that it was essential that a trial took place this year because both sides were very young litigants who had extremely young children. Judge Catherine Polk-Fila asked Cullen if he wanted a trial set given that mediation was taking place. He said he wanted it to run parallel to the mediation. Cullen said, "We are starting mediation tomorrow, Wednesday, and are going full hog to do everything we possibly can to resolve this matter." Cullen said that the interim orders signed by the judge keeping the children in New York would be addressed head-on during the mediation, raising the prospect Turner may return to England soon. Cullen also told the court that Jonas was seeking 50-50 custody of the girls, a claim that he said would evaporate many of Jonas's defenses in the case. Jonas's lawyer Richard Min told the court that his client was on a world tour which was taking a break on December 9th and so could not be available for a trial before then. He said that he could neither be optimistic or pessimistic about mediation. Min said, "4 full days of mediation is a lot of time for these parties to sit in a room together and iron out their differences." Min said that contrary to what Cullen claimed, there would be a significant number of witnesses and that at the minimum a trial would take 5 days, possibly longer. He said, "These are two individuals who have a lot of family, friends, social contacts, and business relationships that factor into their decision-making and their discussions." Min called the split a breakdown of a family unit, which he said would be relevant to the issues arising in the case. According to Min, there would be several key witnesses in this case, and it was not just a matter of Turner and Jonas testifying. Cullen said he wanted to vehemently disagree with the need for a raft of depositions. He told the court that both sides had an obligation to bring down the mercury and resolve the case in the quickest and least expensive way possible. Judge Fila set the trial date for January 2nd, but said she had high hopes for the mediation. Cullen told the court that the parties are both seeing their children, which is great, describing the access from Jonas and Turner as unfettered. Currently the daughters are with Turner, the court heard. Previous legal filings have detailed how the couple's 3-year marriage rapidly broke up in August after Jonas reportedly saw Turner insulting him on their Ring camera. He filed for divorce 2 weeks later, claiming their relationship was irretrievably broken, and sources close to the singer tried to portray Turner as partying too hard and leaving him looking after their daughters. But Turner responded with the lawsuit in New York under international child abduction laws. In court papers, she claimed that the couple sold their home in Miami in March and that they bought a $9 million home near Oxford, England, which they meant as their forever home. Turner went further in legal filings in Miami, where she included a letter Jonas wrote to the seller of the property that showed him gushing about the prospect of living there. The former couple paid a 10% deposit of $900,000 on the house on July 7, 2 months before they split up. Jonas allegedly wrote to the seller, "When my wife and I decided we were going to spend more time in the UK and search for a permanent home, our daughter expressed 3 unwavering requirements: having chickens, a pony, and a windy house. While many of the houses we viewed met this criteria, the moment we turned the corner and caught sight of the charming blue shutters adorning, redacted, we experienced a sense of magic unlike anything we had felt before." The sale of the house is set to be finalized on December 2, but has reportedly not yet gone through, with the divorce potentially throwing a wrench in the deal. Why Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas' marriage crumbled: he was too controlling. Amid Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas' divorce proceedings and custody case, sources gave us weekly a fuller portrait of what privately caused the two stars' romance to fall apart. It happened about a year ago, sources say. The Jonas brothers going on tour was a factor. Amid Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas' divorce proceedings and custody case, sources gave us weekly a fuller portrait of what privately caused the two stars' romance to fall apart. Turns out, it happened about a year ago, they said. The Jonas brothers going on tour was a factor. Sophie didn't want to always be the Jonas brothers' wife, one source said. She didn't want to go on tour and do everything together. It's not her personality, and she wanted to keep their family separate from all the Jonas brothers' hoopla. A second source added that Turner felt overwhelmed balancing her acting career, raising her 2 daughters with Jonas, and coping with Jonas' frequent travels as a musician. Being a mom on the road is not easy, even when you have unlimited resources, the source said. It was just hard for them to settle into a regular routine because of Joe's career especially. There were also other issues, a third source said, hinting that Jonas was a little prone to jealousy. Sophie says Joe was too controlling, that source explained. She also said Joe liked to flirt a little too much while out in public, but then he wouldn't like it when she would get too close to her male friends. It was clear their marriage was crumbling. The misogynistic divorce reports that first came out, where sources associated with Jonas disparaged Turner, did not help the estranged couple's relationship either. Sophie was essentially painted as a party animal, the second source said. She was shocked and hurt. The first source also cleared up TMZ's mysterious Ring camera footage report, saying that the footage Jonas saw that led him to file for divorce was of Turner saying some not-so-nice things about him to a friend. It wasn't anything more than that, but that was the final straw for Jonas, the source said. Jonas tried to distance himself from all the comments publicly, saying at a Jonas Brothers concert, "If you don't hear it from these lips, don't believe it." In response to Turner's first court filing, his rep later said, Joe has already disavowed any and all statements purportedly made on his behalf that were disparaging of Sophie. They were made without his approval and are not consistent with his views. At this point, US revealed that Turner and Jonas are only speaking through their lawyers. Sophie is focused on motherhood, co-parenting her girls with Joe and her work projects, in that order, the third source said. She didn't plan on being a single mom, but that's what's happening, so she's making the best of it. A fourth source described the couple as dedicated to the well-being and happiness of their children, so that's what they're putting all their effort into. Turner and Jonas themselves gave a joint statement about their divorce on September 6, a day after Jonas filed. They said, "After 4 wonderful years of marriage, we have mutually decided to amicably end our marriage. There are many speculative narratives as to why, but truly this is a united decision, and we sincerely hope that everyone can respect our wishes for privacy for us and our children."